Welcome back to the Muddy Water podcast.
Let's get into it.
Alrighty.
No, these were good beans.
Slim the fog is outrageous.
That's not what I'm saying.
It was the worst coffee.
It was the
I have
worst
ever
coffee.
experienced.
It was literally a sludge.
Yeah, it was so gross. Anyway, yeah, can I get a pompadour?
I'm looking at Pompadour.
You'll see this.
How do you spell it, though?
Yeah, how do you...
Pompadour.
I said, how do you spell it?
I'm Batman.
Yes.
I love Taylor Swift.
Not Frank.
Who the hell came up with that?
I totally forgot I did that.
That's it for this.
All right, that's it.
It's recording. Are you calming?
Hey, Lizzy. Wait, what? Hold on. We'll be right there. Did you say it's recording?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh.
The light
Hey,
is blinking.
sorry about that. We pulled a
We
Kevin.
tried to get here as fast as we could.
We all pulled a Kevin today.
We all pulled a Kevin.
We're late?
You're right on time, Kev.
I'm on
You're
time.
spot on time.
Thank God.
Welcome back to the Muddy Water podcast. Today we have two special guests with us, Ethan and Lizzy. And this is going to be a little mini-sode. We just finished season 1 of Servant, so we're going to kind of go through that. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Fantastic show. I highly, highly recommend you guys all check it out. It's on Apple TV.
Amen.
So this is Ethan. Ethan, say hello.
Hi,
Hi,
my name's Ethan.
And
We had
Lizzy.
Ethan on before.
Yeah,
He was in our last
But-
minisode.
Me, I forgot to introduce him at the beginning.
That's cool.
We just went with it. We had some stuff we had to figure out, technical difficulties.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on all of us. I believe that's
Can't fool
what.
me again.
I think that's all
can't
on
fool
you,
me again.
Jared.
it's all on you.
So yeah,
It's
Ethan,
always
sorry
been
for,
you.
Sorry for not introducing you last time until about 10 minutes in, but now we
It's
got
chill.
you.
It's chill.
Now let's introduce Lizzy Grams.
Howdy.
Glad
Lizzy,
you're
tell
here,
us a little bit
Lizzy.
about yourself.
What's your profession?
My profession is coffee.
Nice.
That's all there is to it.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Just kidding. I manage a coffee shop.
Perfect.
Super
you have?
hard work.
Which one?
Love people, right?
Durango Joe's. Love
That's
people,
right.
love coffee.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
Love Jesus.
That's right. Amen.
Love Jesus. That's the new motto.
That's
Should
what's
be.
up.
Love people, love Jesus, love
That's-
coffee.
Love Jesus, love people, love coffee.
In that order.
Jesus.
In that order.
Coffee.
All right. Well, let us dissect some Servant.
This season,
And yeah, the season, last episode.
episode 10.
Oh my
That's crazy.
goodness.
Yes.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Ethan,
I
what's
don't
up?
know if I just want to go.
Hold on. Before we do anything else, little disclaimer. If you have not
Put the
watched
kids
any
to
of The
bed.
Servant, please do not listen to
Oh,
this
yeah,
episode.
sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
You should have known that by the title, but if you
Yeah, if
did,
you do not know that, do not listen to this until after you
Let's-
finish the first season of Servant.
Just want to go straight to the end.
Hit it.
Totally.
if you got
I-
some, hit it.
I
dog.
had a strong feeling that sooner or later the doll was gonna come back, and
I did too.
They
No.
freaking dropped it on
I
us.
do think we've put that to bed, right? I think we've put bringing the doll to life to bed.
Well,
Wait,
hold
no,
on.
no, not-
There are
wait,
people
wait,
on
wait,
Reddit
wait,
that believe that still.
whoa.
So, yeah, sorry about that spoiler, but I'll try to move the spoiler warning up in the podcast. So we'll be good. So,
Yeah, and we literally just finished the last episode of the season.
Yes.
So-
last episode of the season. There's only 10 episodes in the whole series. Oh, well, not in the whole series. I'm sorry. Season 1.
First season.
First season.
First season.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? How do you think they're going to kick off season 2? What do you think the first episode's going to be?
I think first episode will be about Dorothy realizing that she doesn't have her baby. It's got switched out with Aunt May, and she's going to want to hunt down Aunt May and Uncle George.
Okay.
And I think I mean, like that's my whole thinking right now.
You know what I think? I think they're gonna start off the second season completely new cast
Okay.
and different story.
wait, sorry. What do you?
Oh, it's one of those.
You think they will start off with like different main characters?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a big, like this
But
show is
different.
turning into Fargo.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. I think we could start off with
yeah.
Leanne's life. I think we could start off with Leanne's life back in
Honestly,
Wisconsin.
probably
like early life.
before the fire. Even they might start off with flashbacks before
Little
the
back-
fire.
little backstory
They might
about
give us a whole backstory next season about Leanne,
Oh, and
which would be
also,
cool.
Yeah.
Don't listen. Go to listen to our other Minisode Tobes
Yep.
before listening to this one, just because we did that right after episode 8, and so obviously, just check that one out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bailing on my theory and hopping on Levi's again.
I think I nailed a lot of stuff in my theory, guys.
I think I nailed some stuff in my theory. I don't think anything that happened disproved any of my theories, but
Well, there's definitely questions that still need to be
yes,
answered.
yes.
And yeah.
Go.
I think like it's funny, like even just in passing, our conversation is more like I see some of us were talking about it like I can't believe she switched the baby, but we're still assuming that she switched the baby.
See, what
we
I
still
think-
don't have any proof on that.
Here's what I think.
We
I do think that she made the baby go like dollish or whatever. Because before she left, she was like whipping her back. Why was she whipping her back if she was going to dip?
Right.
Oh,
She-
yeah.
so she whipped
So
her back.
switched
The
it.
whipping
Something
the back.
happened.
Switched the baby back to plastic.
I mean, I think there's definitely weird stuff going on with Sean, and it could have had something to do with that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
But I think she likes
'Cause
Sean
he-
now because the uncle was saying
that was before she
inflicts
liked
pain
Sean.
onto people that she doesn't like. So why would she do more pain onto Sean if she now likes Sean?
Well, does she like
think so.
Sean?
Oh, yeah, for
She
sure.
likes Sean.
She likes Sean way better than Dorothy now.
Well, yeah,
I think
I
it's,
agree with
I think
that.
it's flipped.
I think she still always liked Sean, but
Sorry, I got a Snapchat.
and she
We're going to take a Snapchat break.
Shout out to Scott Watson.
Snapchat break. Hang on.
Shout out to Scott Watson and the Trophy Boys.
Hey,
Real quick,
Scott.
I wanted to add to the guessing on like where the next season is gonna start out.
Okay, hit it.
I have an idea that it'll start out like on that farm with that cult.
Yeah.
Like I think we're gonna
yeah.
see into that. Like I
We're
think
going to
that-
see a lot of backstory.
Yeah, I think
I do think
you're
season
right.
2 is going to be a lot of
I think
backstory for
season
Leanne.
2, episode 1 is gonna open up like first episode. We're on the farm.
Yeah.
That was a
That
season
episode
ender, though.
was definitely
Oh,
a
yeah.
season
That was a
ending.
season finale.
So
That was definitely a season.
All right, I got a question.
Sure.
So at the end, this will definitely stir up some controversy between us.
Okay.
So at the end of the
Let's do it.
episode, Dorothy sees a plastic baby in the crib, right?
Right.
Are we all on the same
Yep,
page?
we're all on the same page on that.
We're all on the same page, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And she drops it.
All right.
And Dorothy gets her final revelation like, oh, God, I've been off on the wrong thing this whole time, right?
Right.
Like, oh my God, like everything just flashed before her eyes. And then she's like, I just probably baptized somebody else's kid. I don't know. She's
No.
probably thinking the same thing as Sean did in the beginning of the season, right?
Yeah, she's definitely coming to.
Did Leanne leave with a baby? I say yes.
I say yes.
I don't think so, man.
Did she
I
leave
think-
with real Jericho? If not, where is real Jericho?
Where's real Jericho?
Did she just hide it in
No,
the house
because
somewhere?
I think Dorothy thinks Aunt Mary or Uncle George took the baby.
May.
And so she wants to hunt them down. That's what I'm thinking. But
I think
but
Aunt May
I
did
just
take the
really,
baby.
That's
I
a
really
great
do
plot.
believe.
That'd be
I
a
really
great
do
plot.
believe the baby was brought back to life. I really
that
think
about
that.
Jared?
That's
What do you think?
stupid.
From
No,
the
it's not.
grave.
Jared, you did not watch the show because the
Dude,
aunt and the uncle listen to what the show said, not what
Uh-huh.
listen to what they said. They said both of you need to come back. Both of you.
Yeah.
Leanne, the baby,
baby.
not an
say
animated
the
doll.
baby.
They
said
didn't say
both
the
of
baby.
you.
They
They didn't
baby,
say
though.
it, but they
They
implied
said
it.
both of you.
Now, I think
They said
that's,
both of
that's
you.
not necessarily. I think
That
that's
doesn't have to mean baby.
that's implications.
It's a good implication.
That's implications, not necessarily proof, because what we're talking about is maybe the uncle and the what if the uncle and the aunt are they what if a lot of the people, like the kids, died in the fire, and now they want a baby to come into their cult. And so they're saying, both of you bring this new baby in. What if that baby had never been in the group before?
See, I like that too.
See, the uncle and the aunt both know about the baby, though.
But the thing is, though, is like we're still making assumptions. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
We're drawing conclusions based on our observations, which I
Yeah.
think are correct.
Which I
Right.
think also in that sense, when Aunt May said, bring you both home, I think she's just saying, like, let's bring Jericho because this is not a healthy home.
Yeah.
Got to bring him with
Yeah,
us.
right.
See, because
You have
And
to-
I
That's what I'm
agree
going
I agree that they would have that perspective 100%.
Yeah, I don't think that is Leanne's baby or has any kind of really connection with the baby, except for the fact that she was
I do think it has a connection with
babysitting
them.
this baby
It-
forever.
I
What
definitely
if,
think.
What if this is how the cult grows? Is they
That
bring
cult-
babies in?
That could be it.
See,
Leanne goes
yeah.
into the baby's home
I-
or goes into where babies are sick, brings them back
Right,
or whatever,
right.
and then she goes
But-
home and takes the baby with them.
So you're agreeing, though, they brought the baby.
No, that she goes into
That
people's
would
homes.
go against their theory.
That's going
No,
against
that-
your
that
theory.
Leanne
If
goes
you're
into their
agreeing to
homes.
this.
No, that Leanne goes into their homes when the baby's sick or dying or dead, brings it back to life, and then she leaves and
With
takes the baby to
with the baby.
the cult.
But
Well,
That
so-
checks
the
out.
baby who was never part of that group before used to be, say, for instance, with Jericho, was Dorothy and Sean's child, and then that child dies. Leanne
And
comes
Leanne
in, somehow
comes
finds
in,
out.
somehow brings the baby
Leanne
back
wants
to,
to
life and
help
then
them,
leaves.
and that's what explicitly what she tells her aunt is, I wanted to, maybe I could have helped these
I could have
people.
given them a second chance.
And then it's
Right.
like, no. The aunt's like, no, you don't
Yeah.
get to help them. You do your job, essentially.
our
Yeah,
servant.
well,
Bring
yeah.
them both back. It could be her kid. It could be a stolen kid.
Sure.
That like
But it's a
Leanne
real kid.
derailed somewhere, right?
Yes.
Leanne derailed from the wishes of her aunt
Right.
and her
Right.
uncle at some point. Yeah, so it's got to be something to the effect of
I like Ethan's theory. Though.
Ethan's theory is.
It's pretty soft.
I think that's a good plot. I liked what Jared said too. I think that could be.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with Sean's body, right? Because
Yeah.
his senses are going whack. He's not feeling anything. He burned his hand
Well,
on the
I mean,
stove.
that
See?
had to have hurt.
yeah.
But-
do you wonder? Yeah,
Here's the thing. Leanne likes this Sean now, right?
right.
Right.
Is on his side. What if she made him not feel pain?
No, well, maybe.
Oh, that's a good
I think
point.
this is more of the uncle, and because
Yeah.
the uncle
Oh.
downstairs was holding his hands,
Like,
and dude, and it didn't you guys? Let me bounce this off you. Did it feel like almost like the aunt and the uncle were on totally different pages for a minute?
yes,
so too, dude, yeah.
absolutely. I
Because
thought that
the
during the
uncle was
show.
I was like, oh gosh, like
Yep,
this is going to
yep.
be interesting,
What if
and I
they're-
think it just turned out to be an inside plot.
Yeah,
Of, and the uncle was just brilliant and just like
exactly.
like
yeah.
oh dude, I like it felt like when he walked downstairs, Sean was just super. Like Sean was going to speak his mind, get his points across, and he was the man of the house, right? And he was, I mean, he caved, like
Yeah.
he just caved right in.
I thought that was a really great scene.
That was an
also
incredible
right.
scene.
So I
One of the
thought
best
that-
scenes of the episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was
kinda
just-
made
of the
that like
series.
cult thing really clear because like that uncle was like acting like a cult leader and like through his conversation like Sean was like on his side. Sean was like getting convinced
Oh,
to
yeah.
whatever like the uncle was telling him.
Wow.
Sean was like, yeah, this is what I want.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
observation.
Yep.
That was very culty.
And
It
it
is
was
very
crazy
cultish.
because I knew we weren't going to find out whose kid it was. Like,
Hashtag
in terms
cultish.
of somebody just straight up saying it,
Yeah.
because the uncle's like, you don't know whose baby it is?
Well, even that.
You don't know what baby that is.
Well, even that. The uncle was like, "Do you know who you brought into this home?" Like,
And why would you
Speaking-
keep it if it's not yours? So maybe is the uncle suggesting that it is theirs? Oh.
That's the thing is I didn't know how to take his.
Yeah, I
shit.
didn't know how to take that either.
Is like, don't you know that it's Leanne's baby, or
Right.
is don't you
It
know
could
that
be-
it's your own son?
Yeah.
What the freak, man?
And but the scene was written so that it almost was like,
Yeah.
who cares? That's not
Yeah.
even the point, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Point is, I'm here now, and and he was trying to like get in Sean's head more so than he was trying to explain details to him, right?
Get in Sean's head, like.
Like
What do you mean?
control him.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. To sway him. Yeah.
So I think that instead of like, Sean thought a blessing was on its way, right, for Jericho, and I think that it came as just deepening the curse in a sense on Sean with the splinter in his hand. I mean, from a cork,
Well,
right?
I think it was the.
How do you get a splinter from a cork?
Didn't he
I don't
get?
think you got one from the court.
No, I think
What
it
do
was
you
the
guys-
glass.
No, I don't think there was any splinters. It was
Oh.
just
We
the.
shot it off.
Yeah.
I thought
No.
he was pulling a splinter out of his
Oh,
hand.
I
thought
thought
so
it was
too,
glass.
but it wasn't.
Okay.
It
When he
wasn't.
shot it off, Tobes brought him the bottle
cap.
head. And it's like, this is good luck.
Right. I saw
Uh-huh.
that.
So
Yeah,
that's the whole
yeah,
thing. So when the
exactly.
cops came, he squeezed his hand so hard that the glass.
The glass. Yeah,
Got
exactly.
it. Yeah, that's true because it was dripping.
Yeah. Because the way he's been getting splinters is because he broke that cross, right?
Right.
Right. That's when we first saw him actually getting the curse.
Yeah, and then he cut his hand when he was looking through Leanne's dresser on her other little crucifix thing that he found.
Oh, he cut his hand?
Cut, and it was bleeding.
Wasn't that the first thing he did that was against Leanne? Not the cross thing, but like going in through the dresser, and that's how. Like, I think that's how Leanne is able to mess with Sean is because she has his blood or like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about episode 9 because we haven't talked about that
Oh yeah.
and
We
the
haven't
death
talked
of
about
Jericho.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh.
So
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
we got like 10 minutes without truly like finding out.
Yeah. You have 10 minutes of flashback pretty much of like what's going on.
Yeah.
And kind of like stressing
Very
you out.
stressful.
It was very. I mean, like it
We all
wasn't
thought
a
he was
crazy. It wasn't a crazy death, right? But we just knew how. I thought like
I did
Dorothy
think
was
it was
going to
gonna be
throw a
crazier.
baby out of the window or do something
Well, at
crazy
first,
like
I thought he was
spastic.
going to roll off the changing table. That was like,
Oh my God! And they wanted you to think
They wanted you to think that
Right.
he's just
Right.
like, oh man, getting closer
and
and
he
closer
just
to
kind of
the
rolls
edge.
onto his like right side, and you're just like, "Oh no, dude, no."
Don't do it.
And but then you get like that shot of the thermostat and like the sun like coming out of the cars, and you're just like,
gosh. It's
kind
you
of
just
heartbreaking.
know.
Yeah.
you know.
And then Dorothy, I mean, she goes from Mother Dorothy to the like
Nut job.
shell of Dorothy that we've known all
Yeah.
along.
That was I think that's what made it really cringy. Was like, knowing that the baby was gonna die and it died, and Dorothy goes back to get the baby and carries it in the house and just lets it just rot in the house. Was probably the
In
craziest
her
thing.
arms.
In her arms.
her
yeah.
arms.
It's rotting in her arms.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's insane about that, like kind of a twisted thing, is that those guys come in to deliver the meat, and she's like
Holding the
she's
baby.
holding a dead baby in her
Oh.
hand, and then it's just like from that to, she says, "I don't know what you want me to do with that."
Yep.
Or whatever, something to that
my
effect.
husband's going to be pissed.
He won't be back until whatever.
Monday.
And it's like you have rotting flesh in your hand, and now you have like this flesh on your table that's rotting,
Yeah.
and it's like everything's rotting.
I
But
do wonder though, because remember, Sean. Of course, Sean was away on that TV show competition cooking show, right? And they had that party, the after show party deal where they were celebrating that successful show that they had, right? And then, but we also noticed earlier in the series that Sean talked to a gentleman in the bar about the incident, right? Because there was him, there was Julian, Nancy,
No, it's not.
Natalie,
Natalie. Yeah.
and then this guy that we didn't know in the bar. I'm just wondering if that was like Uncle George that knew about him in
That's what I think.
California.
we've speculated on that. Like maybe Uncle George was the valet.
Yeah.
that he got drunk with.
And that was also weird too, where Uncle George was like drinking that wine with him. He just made that really like oh my gosh, I love wine face when he was drinking it. So I just wonder if maybe that's
he chugged it.
Yeah.
He just downed that wine.
Yeah, I just wonder if that was like something he's struggling with also, and if that was him that he met at the bar. I just don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think if you met him at the bar, you would probably recognize him
Unless you're
Sean's
drunk.
already that drunk.
Yeah.
Which
he
you
would- but why
he
would he
would.
Sean goes, I know who you are. When he walks downstairs.
But,
yeah.
but if
he
he got
did
if he
know.
got drunk with the uncle,
Oh.
he would remember who he looked like if he can remember
Well,
the conversation
do-
that they talked about. You know what I mean? Like he.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's actually a good point too.
Because he would have to be pretty wasted to even spill the news
Yeah.
about. So I don't know.
Any other takeaways? Anything else?
Have you guys seen anything on Reddit that you want to?
Not yet. I didn't even
Talk
get to
about-
go on Reddit.
I thought that the Amber Alert, that part was insane. when
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cops came in
Oh
the
my
house.
gosh. Brilliant writing.
Really good.
And it's just that little girl who is totally responsible for Dorothy having her
let's
revelation.
Let's talk about that for a second. Why do you think that little girl was there? What do you think the symbolization? The little girl was there.
Oh, I
Yeah,
wonder because
awesome.
remember that huge crowd that was at the end of the show.
But
Yeah.
there
I
was
wonder
no
if maybe
kids.
that mom could have been part of that crowd.
That's what I was saying.
Is that what you're?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe that she was
I
maybe
just
part of
don't-
the cult.
Yeah.
You know, she could have had her mom in there
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I just don't. I mean, I don't know about that. Like,
Yeah.
Right. Yo.
I was gonna say, what if the Amber Alert confirms that Leanne is actually taking Sean and Dorothy's real baby, and so the little girl coming into the house, Amber Alert that day, mom comes in and the cops come in, and mom comes in and picks up her daughter, right? I'm wondering if it's kind of the reverse where Leanne is going off now with the cult and taking the real Jericho. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
it's like a,
Well, that's what I
a
think.
flip,
Yeah.
So that Amber Alert kind of like foreshadows what Sean and Dorothy are going to have to go send out,
and do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is wild.
And maybe that is what they're going to do regardless
Dorothy,
whether or not the
I don't
baby's
know
real.
if Dorothy's going to want to do that.
Yeah,
Because
I
Dorothy
think
now
Dorothy's
is like,
already
Dorothy is now aware.
and now Sean will
that
be the
this is
one
an
that
illusion.
would want to do that.
I feel in a sense like Dorothy is going to go right back to the state of denial.
I don't think so.
I don't
No,
know.
no.
I don't.
After
I
this.
don't.
No.
I,
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
She could. She's capable of it.
Yeah,
Right.
she's still a
Right.
nut job,
She's
no
definitely
doubt.
capable of it.
Because I mean, like she's saying, she dropped the baby. She obviously realized the baby was fake. The fake.
The
baby
way
in the-
its
at
head
the
just
end of
slumped.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
It was almost like watching Sean smack its head in the
Yeah.
first episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was like you vicariously felt her suffering in a sense.
Oh, man.
Too, of just like, oh, dude, like this wasn't real.
This sucks. Yeah.
This sucks.
This sucks.
And it just seeing its head slump back was just like in my opinion, like in a way hit me just as hard
Yeah.
as when Sean smashed the baby's head. In
Oh,
a totally different
man.
way, and I thought it was brilliant.
Man, that was a really good episode.
Yeah.
I really feel for Sean and Dorothy.
I
Big
don't
time.
really feel for Dorothy at all. I
Yeah, I don't feel it for
but
Dorothy.
I really like what Sean came to be now in this
Yeah,
Right?
episode.
Absolutely.
I think Sean
Love
has
Sean.
been the strongest person he could be in these situations.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not without his mistakes for sure, but like
Yeah. Yeah.
tough times,
Tough times.
desperate measures.
Dang, it
Absolutely.
was just-
I mean, he's literally doing all of this because of how much he loves his wife.
He
Right.
is. And in a sense, I mean, everybody
The
would
whole family is. Julian is.
Everybody.
Everybody is doing this all for Dorothy.
You know what? And it's funny that they show up after the baptism, like the aunt and uncle, and that just makes so much sense.
No, I think that they were there the whole time.
No, but like it's
the-
not like they went and tried to like steal the baby before it was
Oh,
baptized.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, it was almost like we want that baby to be baptized.
We want the holy baby. We don't.
I want the best version of that.
I don't want no
baby
wicked
possible.
baby up in my.
Yeah, I was actually wondering
Oh.
how that whole baptism was going to happen. Like, are they going to show the fake baby? Like, are they going to show
Yeah,
the
I
real
didn't
baby?
know.
But I think it did a really good job where we didn't have to know that until
Right.
they actually had recordings of it
Right.
happening, right?
But yeah, I mean, they
Right.
definitely had to. They would have had to use the real baby because
Yeah.
There's no way.
so many of those people would have been like, "Why are you
This is-
baptizing a doll?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't, and none of them would come to the house for a celebration.
I do want to say, like, did we talk about why she was whipping herself? Like, do you guys have any explanation for me? What's going on with that?
I think just to keep the curses nice and
keep
rising.
keep the curses nice and
Keep the curses woke.
keep the curses a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, keep it running like a nice BMW.
I just, yeah, man. Because like, well, so okay. Because I really think here's why I really think the baby's gone. Right, is because I mean, Leanne didn't take the baby. Like since she left the house, the baby's not there anymore. But I'm also like wondering like, and we still see Sean having those burns and like not feeling anything. The splinters possibly in season 2, like nothing's changed with Sean. So it's I don't know. I mean, like you definitely see witchery going on. Like whatever Leanne's doing, it's working.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
and I just don't know. Yeah,
Leanne-
it's just so tough because I was not on Levi's side with the baby coming back. I really thought that there was now that it's a cult that the Uncle George and Aunt May were taking these babies with them, right, and doing their thing, and then gosh, I mean. It's so tough to wonder if Leanne is bringing that baby back to life. I just don't know. I really think it is.
You can't believe. It has to be a real baby. It's either Jericho's dead body, but it's not a doll. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
No.
There is no
That's put to bed, right?
right.
There's no
That's
doll.
just
Just
done.
The doll is not coming back to life.
Yeah.
They
Correct.
never brought a doll back to life.
She's not bringing a doll to life.
Lizzie,
Right.
what do you
Correct.
think?
All right, cool.
Nah, she brought a doll back to life.
No, I don't think it's a doll brought back to life. I think it's the dead baby and she brought it back to life.
Okay.
I agree.
But
You think that?
Yeah. But if Jared thinks that it's a doll brought back to life.
no, I'm not saying it's a
guys-
doll. That
She
they're
brought-
swip-
she brought
they're
the baby
switching
back
the
to life.
doll every once.
She hid the doll somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep.
When she left the doll. And
No, I can buy that. I don't think. Yeah, I don't
she
think.
brought the baby back to life because she can bring dead things
Yeah.
back to life. She brought the baby back to life. Then she put the doll in place. And I'm jumping on to Ethan's theory where she took the baby
You're a theory hopper, bro.
to go.
Such a theory hopper. You should have an original idea.
Did have an original idea.
You had an original idea.
Hey, we're
and then
open.
You
to
had
theories, not like
took
you
the Reddit
closed-minded people.
idea.
Sorry, we're just right. Jeez.
You are not right. That's such an
You don't
easy
know. We don't
cop-out
know. We
answer.
have
You
to.
don't know either. That's such an easy cop out answer.
Right.
Listen.
It's her
There's a
baby.
lot of ways this
It's not
could
a
still
cop-out.
go.
That's not a cop out.
Totally is.
There's so many ways.
It's not a cop
There's so many different ways that this.
I don't call it a cop out.
It's not a cop out. Why would that be a cop out?
It's not a cop out to have
That's
a
easy. To be like, oh,
It's
this is her baby.
why is that
She just went
easy?
on a walk and switched it.
Dorothy
You're not-
leaving it in the
just
car
saying
is
it's
a lot
easy
easier
doesn't
than
make
her
it easy.
dropping it out of the window.
I never thought she dropped it out the window.
Well, still, I mean,
But see, her cooking the baby and then holding on to this dead cooked baby makes sense why she is so crazy like she is.
cooked baby.
That is. Those are so.
She cooked the baby.
She
Smoke.
cooked it in the car, right? Oh my gosh,
freaky.
this
She
is
cooked.
evil.
Yeah, she cooked it.
She cooked it, dude.
Slow.
Slow roasted.
Left. But see, this is what. All right. This is what I don't like about Dorothy is so she leaves the baby in the hot car all day, all night, wakes up, still doesn't realize.
right.
She still doesn't realize she left.
Yeah.
There's no crying. There's no. She. It takes her till the afternoon, I think, to be like,
I really
my
do.
baby?
I really do see a
It's so-
I really do see a self-centered character.
Oh,
with
absolutely.
Dorothy, right? And
Yeah.
with the party, she loves being around people, and she likes to be the life of the party.
She wants to be the center of attention.
Right,
Who?
like news reporter,
Dorothy.
right? Likes to be in
Dorothy,
front of
yes.
the camera for everyone to see her.
Well, even then, like there's that blonde chick there who's like, how can she afford this house? And like criticizing everything about Dorothy, and she's the one that filled in for Dorothy for that swim thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
and Dorothy, this episode was kind of seeking
Oh.
a lot of solitude, which was crazy.
So true.
You know, finding
Yeah.
herself on the stairs with the little girl,
Mm-hmm.
and that girl ended up being. I mean, without that little girl accidentally being there, however that
She-
happened,
yeah.
she would not be accepting that the babies was died, that Jericho died, and also. Sean cooking the placenta and sprinkling it on that dessert thing.
loved it.
I love that too.
But
That
what
was-
the hell was that about?
I liked it from like the story perspective, but I'm like, what's the
Yeah,
point?
why
Family
did they?
recipe, dude?
Oh, that was
Just for
genius.
the joke? Just for that joke?
I think it was kind of a joke for Sean to do. It could have been family tradition, just like how he was talking about in the first episide, where family traditions, culture, that you can plant the placenta by your house and keep your close one home with
So
you.
just
or
feed
like-
it to 100 strangers?
But
Keep evil spirits or keep
keep
evil
oh,
spirits
that's right, yeah,
away.
keep the evil spirits away. So I wonder if like him, because maybe he has like some type of family tradition or culture within him to like being taught, like to like.
What if he's
you know
a
how
part
like
of the
people
cult?
like how there's.
Huh?
There's no way.
What if Sean was part of a cult? Huh?
Wait, let,
No?
Or it could have been like part of a cult too,
sure.
but I think like because there's probably a lot of traditions out there that would say, like for instance, like in Navajo culture, when a baby laughs, you have to eat salt. The baby has to give you salt for you to eat, and then
The baby has to give you salt?
yeah, like the parents sitting down and baby's on your lap, and then they have a salt bag by them, and then they make the baby like they'll grab the hand of the baby, grab in the salt, and then they'll like try to fit it in its hand, and then they'll and then they'll guide it over to the person's hand, drop it for every person at the party.
And why do they do that?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure exactly why it's like that, but I mean it's
I've
just
never heard
but
of
it's
that
just
much.
tradition,
I've
and
never heard of it.
that's my point. Is like it's probably how Sean was raised to do something like that. Who knows?
Well, no, even here because he's a cook. So I
He's just taking his own twist on, being
And he's
a
always
cook.
yeah.
he's
a
always
cook,
been
'cause I just
twisting
looked up
stuff.
Here,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who integrate the placenta into different recipes. There's a stir fry. There's fajitas. You could dry it, crush it. make it
Fajitas,
into a-
You mean?
yeah.
Wait, you mean like?
see that plate at Chili's come out and it's all steaming. What's
Oh
in
my
there?
God.
Placenta.
People actually eat?
Yeah, but people actually they make the placenta into a meal. So you could have just read something about that and it's like, I'm gonna take this as
Dude.
a creative
Placenta fajitas.
because he's a
Oh,
cook.
I would. Yeah.
That is gnarly. So yeah, I don't think it's any kind of tradition or anything. I think he just wanted to make a weird
That's weird.
things. He's a cook.
Yeah,
makes weird
I mean, it
meals.
makes sense for him to know that other people have done it, and
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, he probably did it in the least like. I mean, dude, if he made fajitas, I would have been like, no, that's way over the
Oh my
line.
god.
Crushing it up into a powder is like a little more acceptable, right?
Right.
You probably couldn't even taste that.
You probably
No,
couldn't. Well,
like a little
He, like-
dash of.
probably
He like
tasted.
mixed it into a pudding, right?
Yeah.
well,
And then
He mixed it into every single thing that he cooked it with.
he made it with he made what cream puffs?
Cream
Yeah.
puffs.
Chocolate
Yeah.
cream puffs.
Yeah.
But
It was weird how
everything
everybody
had
took their
all that
cream
was
puff
made.
from the very bottom and it was a massive stack. And I'm like, dude, that's going to fall over.
Why aren't you taking it from the top? Yeah. That was weird.
Did you not play Jenga? Take it from the top.
Did you not have a childhood?
Placenta Django, everybody.
Yeah, that'd be sticky.
Oh, don't.
That was the first thing that came to mind. Sorry, I had to say it.
Disgusting.
I just like how that article talked about fajitas.
The
like-
name of this episode. The name of this episode is going to be placenta fajita.
Yeah.
or
Now, we're gonna get a ton of people listening to this.
No, I'm
But
just.
they're gonna be
I'm gonna name
weird.
it just fajitas.
Yeah, they're gonna.
or
be,
can we
oh,
say plajitas?
We're gonna name it.
We're gonna get the.
We're gonna name it
weirdos.
fajitas
Yeah.
or something like
Fajitas
that.
works.
I should figure it
Fajitas?
out.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for listening to this little mini-sode of Servant. Once again, if you have not listened, or not listened, if you have not watched it,
Don't
Watch
listen.
it.
go check it out.
Watch it.
Bye.
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 Sorry, Lizzie. By the way, because we
Bye.
had, Kevin and Lizzie had to share a mic, so it's super tough.
Yeah,
So
we're still struggling.
yeah, we're struggling. All right, bye everybody. Thanks for
Y'all
tuning
later.
in.
Bye.
We'll see you for
Peace
season
out.
2.
Have a good night.
Chilling.
Drop in the comment if you have any other shows that are as good as Servant, and if they're not as good as Servant, then we're
Don't.
gonna block you.
Yeah.
I believe there is a way to email to the podcast through like the
Oh,
No,
Buzz-
drop it on a YouTube
Buzzsprout.
comment.
You
Okay.
too.
Drop it on a YouTube comment, and let us know what else we should watch until Servant season 2 comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, we'll see y'all.
Later, Brits.
Bit.
Bye.